sarili.
That is
Superpower, grabe.
that is the kind of training that you and I are about to journey on. Okay, are you ready to do this one? Now, the first thing that you need to learn is this. That ideas and thoughts are articulated when it is verbalized. Ideas and thoughts should be verbalized. When I say verbalized, it should be spoken of, spoken to, spoken with, and spoken through. You open your mouth when you have something here. Unfortunately, a lot of Filipinos would just shut their mouth and zip their tongue, and after the person talks, they talk at the back. Is there any question? Thoughts and ideas has to be verbalized. Everything that we see in the physical realm is started in the unseen. Do you understand that? Everything that we see in the physical realm started in the unseen. It means every bit of things, your paper, your pen, your clothes, those things started within an idea. That idea is unseen. An iPad, before it was launched to the market, it started within an idea. Tabo, lagayan ng sapatos. Everything started with an idea. But that idea has to be verbalized, it has to be articulated. It is from mind to the listener's ears. Mind to the listener's ears. Mind to the listener's ears. Have you ever prospected or presented a business by using your mind? No. You are in the food court, you wanted to prospect him. And this is how you will do it. Do you think that the person will understand what I'm about to say to him? Of course no. Simply because that it is not articulated. Open your mouth. Elite members, elite leaders, starting from tonight, you will be known as a person who knows how to articulate your ideas. A person who don't bleed their noses when they're about to converse. A person who don't collapse when they talk in front. Yung iba na iihi pa. From mind to the listener's ears, it is very important to verbalize. It is so amazing that when words are put together and spoken, it transcends power. Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
It's true. It really transcends power. I'll give you an example. You're about to go out with your friend to the mall, and your friend put on an orange shirt, a red pants, and a violet shoes. And your friend says, "Come, let's go." And you say, "Are you ready? Really?" I mean, you are not maligning or slandering the person in front of you, but by asking that, it gives that person an idea you're not agreeable to what the person had just put on. Right?
Yes.
Ganun lang yung kasimple, yung, you know, girl, they told me that I look beautiful. Where? Right? Sana oil. Sana oil? Sana oil. I mean, we know how to put words together to give a colloquial meaning out of it. Etne. Yorme. We know how to put together to create a colloquial meaning out of it. Because by articulating it, a person will now understand what you are trying to impart. Who among you would prospect or present a business whispering? somebody will call the police because they thought you are a drug pusher. Right? So therefore, you need to articulate that firmly and clearly. Now, what is public speaking? It is vital for developing a business and building relationship with colleagues and prospects. Public speaking is very vital. It is important if you are building a relationship with your colleague or with your prospect. Public speaking is very important. Regardless of the right pronunciation, regardless of the right intonation, right syllabication, right spelling, regardless of that, public speaking will build or destroy your business.
Yeah.
Ay, wala na, sarado na po kami. What kind of message will you get from that if it is articulated like that to you? Right? Either it is built or destroyed. Either you build a bridge or build a wall. That's how powerful words are. Now, the way you communicate portrays an image of you and of your company. The way you talk reflects what kind of company that you are into. Say it properly. Color pink. Bergy. Box the baby. Bark the car. Can you box the baby, your base lip? Filipinos are known for the P and the F. It's more pan in the Philippines. Right? The image of your company, either you like it or not, will be affected on the way you talk to people about your business. Simply because you are the vicar. You know what's the meaning of vicar? Huh? A car and a bicycle together. No, vicar means representation. For example, Pope is the vicar of Christ. Vicar, it's a representation. You have a new vocabulary to add. You are the vicar of your product, of your company. You represent it. You are the brand ambassador. What is the name of the company, by the way? Refresh me. Huh? What is the name?
Elite Business International.
Okay, let me dissect that for you. Ready? Pangit talaga na sulat ko. Pangit. The first word, elite. It means top-notch.
Yes.
Someone at the first, the highest level. A thing that people would look upon to. It's the meaning of elite. Elite forces. Have you ever seen an elite force that would pee on their pants when someone puts a gun on their head? No. Elite. It means you're there, not here. You're there, not here. Eagle, not chicken. If you are elite that is there and not here, you should speak well. Ama?
Yes.
You should not be saying, anyway, upline is there. No, don't depend on upline. In the first place, it is you who paid, not upline. Unless upline had paid your account. If it is you who paid, then take good care of your investment. Second, business. God, do you know what's the meaning of business? It is a mercantile. It is a barter. It's something that you give and you receive. You exchange goods. Business. Hello?
Yes.
Now, if you exchange goods, you need also to communicate. And when you communicate, make sure you know how to talk. Much more of this one. International. Is it named there as international for the sake of international? No. It has an aim, it has a vision why international is placed with the name of elite. It means it is intended to be spread in a different parts of the world in every hemisphere of this planet. Now, if you're talking about international, let me ask you, just a trivia. Which is the most spoken language in the planet?
English.
Wrong. It's Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Ay, hindi. Nagbibiro ako. It's Mandarin. What is the second one?
French.
Ha?
French.
Hindi, mali.
Spanish.
Ha?
Spanish.
Mali.
English.
Ha?
English.
Hindi.
Russian. Yeah.
That is the English. There are two languages that that Chinese has. Mandarin and yung masarap kapag yung Lucky Me, ang niluluto mo. Cantonese. Hindi Canton, Cantonese. Okay, the very fact that Mandarin is the most spoken word in this planet simply because of the population of China. Do you know that China can drown the Philippines by peeing? Everyone in China will pee all together. Philippines will drown. Okay, let's say not a continent, a subcontinent, India. A subcontinent. People in India would pee all together. Philippines will drown and melt at the same time. Now, upon knowing that trivia, then therefore we are exposed to something big. Then therefore we need to cope up with that. You are now in Dubai, which is a transit country, by which and from which you will find a lot of nationalities here. Tama?
Yes.
Do you know what? I have heard a lot of country names that I never heard in United Nations celebration. Yeah. Even Wakanda. You know Wakanda? The country of Black Panther? Okay. Now, knowing this one, and you are the vicar, the representation, then therefore, the company image depends on you while you talk. Image could be the first impression someone will get, or the last. Have you ever heard the saying, first impression last?
Yes.
What if I'm here? Ladies and gentlemen, our new training director, Francis Gasaneca. You will all get out from the room and say, he's wasting my time. First impression last. Right?
Yes.
Therefore, speaking is very important for you to make sure that yourself is fluent on it. Be fluent in speaking. Not necessarily English, but at least articulate it in a manner of English that people would understand. Not the way, where you? Who you? Who you? Same, no? I still remember, it's a Filipino joke. So there is a foreign, an American, went to Philippines. So there was a Filipino translator that goes around with him around the Philippines. And of course, since the person was given of his wage, he was paid of his salary, he wanted to pop up himself and say, okay, libre ko nga ito. Libre ko to. Sir, let's go to the restaurant. Okay, I'm starving, so let's go to the restaurant and eat. So they were in the restaurant. So the American had given his order, and the American is about to pull out his wallet. He said, no, sir, let me fertilize it. Abono. And sa Tagalog ng payong kaibigan, ano sa English yun? Umbrella friend. Payong kaibigan. Di ba? Magigiganti ako sa'yo. I will giant you. Okay? So, either you destroy or ruin your reputation as an elite member or build it up. That's why this course is very important. Public speaking makes you win with words. Why a motivational speaker is being paid? Have you ever wondered why? Because words are very important. It's powerful. When someone spoke or have written words, it becomes powerful. A speaker or a motivational speaker, they are being paid with hefty fees, thick, juicy checks. I hope you don't mind me telling this. Last night, I just finished teaching Forex. Do you know Forex? Have you heard Forex?
Yes.
It's foreign exchange. It's just like a stock exchange, but in currency. So I'm teaching Forex to different nationalities. So I am being hired there to teach them for 40 minutes in different nationalities. I was teaching people from Macau, Singapore, and China last night at the Ashan Hotel. You know what? Ask me what? 40 minutes, they pay me 3,000.
Wow.
Yeah, well, just speaking. And you can do that, guys. Imagine by speaking, people would pull their money out and say, 3 accounts. By speaking. Because words will make you win. Words will make you win. Back home in the Philippines, we have this what we call hugot. Right? Words can give you boyfriend or a girlfriend. Hindi ka ba napapagod? Bakit? Tumatakbo ka sa isip ko kasi.
Ayos.
Tahi ka ba? Bakit? Hindi kita mapaglaruan. Come here. Come. Okay.
May invite.
Very important. Boost your self-confidence and open up countless opportunities. That's what makes a public speaking effective because it builds up your reputation. If you have that kind of reputation, people will sought after you. They wanted to listen to you even though they don't understand your English. Even though they don't understand your Tagalog, any dialect that you are about to impart, they would still sought after you because you have enhanced your reputation, boost your self-confidence. I'll be teaching you tonight how to boost your self-confidence when it comes to public speaking. Now, let's talk about the 3 kinds of speaker. The 3 kinds of speaker. Number 1, pioneer. 2, boss. I'm just joking. Why are you writing that? The 3 kinds of speaker. The first one, the speaker that you should not listen. The speaker that you should not listen. Ito yung wala kakwenta-kwentang magsalita. Masarap pang tumayo kaysa kausap siya. This is the speaker that people have been put to sleep and felt that the assigned speaker has used them for practice. Pinagpraktisan sila. This is the kind of speaker that whenever people will say, sino magpipresent ngayon? Ay, si Francis. Kukunin niya yung prospect niya, invite niya tayo sa labas. That's the kind of speaker. Have you ever seen such speaker? Ha? Nakakita na kayo ng may ganyang speaker?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And another one, the speaker that you should listen. What is the speaker that you should listen? You are forced to be in the room because it is part of the requirement of the team and not of the self. It means you have no choice but rather to be in the room and listen to that person even though you're not interested. Or your girlfriend is there and she had pulled you in and you have no choice but rather to finish it off for 2 hours. Listen to the person's gobblings. You should listen. And lastly, the kind of speaker is you must listen. This is the person or the speaker that you will be traveling from Ras Al Khaimah here to Dubai just to listen to that person. You will not take your dinner just to be on time. Hello?
Yes.
You will swim underneath the Maktoum Bridge just to be on time. Because the person that who will be speaking is the person that you look up to. People love to hear and motivated to hear more. But the sound of your voice coming out from the room, people know already that they are on a trip. Woo! Isn't that great? Now, if you know that the person who is about to present the business is the person that you really look up to, listen to me, you will not even realize that 2 hours had already passed.
Correct.
Right or wrong?
Yes.
But if the person that you should not listen to had spoken for 5 minutes, as if you were there for 5 hours, at masasabi mo sa sarili mo, ano kayang ginawa ko nung nakarang buhay ko, bakit ako napaparusahan ngayon? Yes! Imagine this one. Now, what kind of speaker that you wanted to be? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
1, 2, or 3?
3.
1, 2, or 3?
3.
Yes, that is the kind of speaker, the kind of presenter, the kind of business consultant that you should be. That people would listen to you. Even though that they know you're about to convey a business. I have formulated something that I will be implementing in our business presentation. Who among you knows my family name?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nguzu.
Yes, sir. Kaiser.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
this is how now that we will be explaining any business with my family name. Are you ready?
Yes.
But before that, you know, I also used that when I was teaching in the church. I used that. The books of the New Testament. Gospel, Acts, Epistles, and Revelation. Now, in order for you to describe elite business in 30 seconds, see this. Global. Adjustable. Cost effective. Equitable. Robust. If someone would ask, what is elite? Gazelle. What? Gazelle. What's the gazelle? Global. Again?
Global.
Children, read. Global. Very good, children. Okay, row 1, read. Global, it means hindi lang pang Pinas yan. Hindi lang pang Dubai. Para din niya kay mother, father, brothers, happy brotherty. It means that our intention, our aim now is to saturate the planet. Or even the half of the hemisphere. Global. Because our product is world class. Hindi yan yung all-in water na nilagyan ng oil. It's world class. We have a product that fits this prerequisite. Second, adjustable. What is the meaning of adjustable? You don't need to be a college graduate to do the business. You don't need to talk like me, walk like me, smell like me to do the business. You don't need to have a different passport color to do the business. You don't need a diploma or even a certificate to do the business. Adjustable. It fits who you are. That's the beauty of that. Adjustable. Next one. Cost effective. What's the meaning of cost effective? Cost effective? Huh? It fits your budget, my friend. Cost effective. No wonder a lot of people are trusting the company because they have seen only of the few hundreds of dirhams, they'll be able to multiply them and proliferate it in a business in a manner that they can tell to themselves, what a life. Next, equitable. It means it has value. Hello?
Yes.
It has value. Equitable has value. And lastly, robust. You know what's the meaning of robust?
Strong.
Strong. Ang ganda naman ng strong.
Strong.
Strong. Robust, it is strong. It means even though all of us would cash out our earnings tonight, the company will still open. Hello?
Yes.
Even though how hard the wicked intentions are of the other people against the company, still the company is open. Robust. Now, if someone would ask you, what kind of company do you have? One is elite.
Yes, sir.
Nice, eh? 30 seconds. You got the elite, 30 seconds. Nice, eh?
Yes.
Hindi, gusto ko yung apelido ko. Ano ba yung apelido ko? Tilakos. Z. Ano kaya Z yung gagamitin ko nun? Zigzag. Ano yung zigzag? Hirap dito. Okay. Now, let's talk about the anatomy of public speaking. Now, this is now the meat. I want you to put your eyeball on here. Don't blink. Okay. The first one, mobility. It is important for you to be mobilized when talking. Mobility connotes movement while rendering your piece denotes mastery of your subject. Movement! You just don't stay here. Our perfume is it's 30% infusion.
Downloading.
Nagkukulang sa balat. It's very important for you to be mobilized. On the stage, on the room. Walk! Nobody stops you. Nobody can stop you. Be mobilized. Walk, walk, walk. Be mobilized. Mobilized, it doesn't mean you will move. Others thought that this is mobility. You know, if you share the business, it's 70. No, that's not mobility. That is moving like crazy. Mobility is very important. Why it is very important? Because it eradicates stage fright and gives you the opportunity to think of alibis and find your way to come back to your topic. Don't you get it? Lagi akong lakad ng lakad. Hindi ibig sabihin na naiinip ako. There are times that I need to think, ano nga ba yung susunod? So, yun yung strategy ko para hindi nyo mahalatang nakalimutan ko. Huwag naman yung tuwing nagtuturo ako rito, binibilang niya kung ilang beses ako. 52 tong naglakad. Diyos mio, 52 siya. 52 times siya nakalimot. Ano naman ganon? This is important. Do you know that it removes your stage fright kapag ikaw ay mobilized? Totoo yun. Hindi ka na matatakot sa harapan nila. At the same time, pag yung, ano mo yun yung, pag nakalimutan niyo mo yung susunod na sasabihin, lakad ka muna. Kunyari, correct guys! Yeah, correct! Hindi nila alam, nag-iisip na nga ba yun? So, please make sure, be mobilized when you're talking. Ha? In a room. Baka naman gawin mong mobilize na nasa table presentation ka. Ha? Sumampa ka doon sa table. No, sir. Sir, you know. Sir, you know, it is. Okay? The next one. Animation. It's very important for you to be animated when you talk. What is the meaning of animation? It involves gesture and facial expression. You are able to put color to the story and bring certain points into its creative aspect. Gesture. Facial expression. Di niyo ba napapansin pag nagsasalita ako tapos ikaw yung mukha mo gumaganito? Tama ba rin? Kasi you are now connecting yourself to the speaker. Now, when you animate yourself, it is easy for the person to understand what you are imparting to him or her. But you need to make sure, know your demographics. I told this sa SB, no? Demographics. Ano yung demographics? Kapatid yan ng National Geographic.
Know the person you talk to.
Know the person, or yung category ng mga tao. The category of people that you are talking in front to. Now, if you're talking to a businessman, the kind of example that you will utilize is about golf or stock exchange. You know, sir, elite business in earning into this one is just like a golf. You know, this in golf, isn't it? If you do that, it's easy for your prospect or for your member to connect to your topic or to your subject. Is that clear?
Yes.
What if you're talking to a construction worker and then you talk about golf? You know, by saying golf, no? And this is what is it? You know. So know your demographics and use animation. Because animation brings color to your talk. People will not be entertained, but rather you are passing them through boredom. Hello?
Yes.
You are ushering them to a time of treat. Ganun dapat yun. Now, an animation also, hand movement, the frowning of the face, the mimicking of sound, and the reenactment of the story. That's very important. Huh? May, naalala ko meron kaming kaibigan na na-assign siya sa Iraq that time. Di ba meron pang US base nun sa Iraq? Na-assign siya doon as an HR manager. Ganito siya magkwento. Pangalan niya Rocky. Tapos sa Iraq siya. Bro, biglang may sasabog doon. Natakot ako. Natakot ka na niyan, ha? Ganon. Sinurprise namin siya ng birthday niya. The same reaction. Happy birthday! When you tell stories, when you describe a circle, when you describe a confrontation, be animated. When you describe someone suffering, be animated. And when you are animated, you bring color to your talk. Kahit business presentation pa yan, ang gandang pakinggan. Tama mo eh?
Tama.
Tama eh, no? The next one. Voice clarity. Voice clarity is important because the speaker's voice determines the degree of retention of the message of the audience's hearts and mind. It should be clear. Kasi doon depende yung retention ng message mo. Naintindihan niyo yun? No, kasi hindi siya clear. But if your words are clear, that even people from Ajman can hear you, practice yourself to have a built-in amplifier inside your esophagus. For you to have a clear voice, clear intonation, clear pronunciation, use your diaphragm. The diaphragm is here. Yung bahay kanin, diaphragm. Okay, dito. Use this. Don't use your throat. Ha? Or else mamamaos ka. Dito gagamit. Tindihan natin? Pag inaaway mo si mister, dito. Hindi dito. Bakit ka lang! Masakit yan. Okay. So habang hindi siya pa siya dumarating, hanay mo! Problema! Okay? So, your message, your presentation can never be retained if your voice is not clear. Now, for example, we don't have a microphone. Or we say, walang microphone, di na ako mag-mic. No. Immediately start, even without a microphone. But make sure your voice is clear. Now, in having a voice clarity also constitutes proper intonation, diction, punctuations of words. Have you ever heard a punctuation of word? Madalas pag sinabi natin punctuation, written siya, di ba? Alam niyo ba sa spoken words din ay nalalaman may punctuation yun? Di nga. Pag pataas, ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Question mark. Di nga. Period. Di nga! Oh, padamdam. Galing. Galing. Galing talaga ng row 1. Sino advisor niya? Okay? Clarity of words, okay, is very important. Now, remove your pen and paper first. Put it aside. Put it aside. Raise your hand if your birthday is on February. Okay, tayo. Tayo. Diyan pa na. Babasahin mo ito. Babasahin mo ito ng paulit-ulit. I want you to be silent. Let him read. Basahin mo ito. Ready?
6 ships.
Sandali lang. Ano, may taxi? Ready? Read.
6 ships, ship shake, the 6 ships.
Anong shit? Mo. Again.
6 ships, ship shake, the 6 ships.
Again.
6 ships, ship shake, the 6
Ano sa siksik?
the 6 ships.
Okay, maybe sino? May. Sino ang May birthday? May.
Okay.
Ay, pause na. Bulong mo. Okay, ready?
Huwag kayo makinig.
Read.
Ay, ito na ba? 6 ships shake the 6 ships. sheep shake the six sheeps. Six sheeps shake the six sheeps.
Anong sheep? Isa pa.
Six sheeps shake the six sheeps.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, birthday, August. Raise your hand. August.
Regarding my birthday.
August? Okay, let's start. Stand. Dito. Huwag ka mag-alala. Stand. Okay. Read.
Bourgeois.
Ano na?
Bourgeois.
Yes, bourgeois. What is the meaning of bourgeois? Middle class. Okay, thank you very much. January. Raise your hand. January. Okay, ang sinungaling, ibababad sa kumukulong asupre. January. March birthday. March, okay. Ano po is?
Elementary.
No, wrong. Again?
Elementary.
Wrong?
Elementary.
Wrong?
Elementary.
No, wrong?
Hindi ko na alam.
Okay? Sinong gusto mong magbasa niyan? O sige.
Elementary.
Ha?
Elementary.
Almost there. Sino gusto mong magbasa niyan?
Elementary.
Elementary.
Wrong.
Elementary.
Ay, wow! Ang galing mo, friend. Ang galing. Yun nga, elementary. Elementary. Ha? Next! Okay. Ikaw po, ma'am. Basa. Wow! Mali. Okay. Guys,
Accomplishment. Accomplishment.
galing nga, mali. Okay. Ikaw.
Accomplishment.
Mali. Mali. Sir? Mali. Sir? Mali. Ikaw, ma'am? Ano ouch? Ouch na na sinabi niya, ouch! Ma'am?
Accomplishment.
Wrong?
Accountment.
Wrong?
Accomplishment.
Wrong? Wrong? Ah, mali. Okay. Wrong? Wrong?
Accountment.
Wrong? Ang ibig pong sabihin niyan is for you to deliver a baby on the couch. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, akwish mo.
French.
You know French, no? Ito, kunyari, ang French nito, lenu. Ito, leeg. Pag ginano mo yan, lebag. Okay. Okay. It is accouchement. Ha? It is delivering a baby on a couch. Next. Ha?
Volkswagen.
Wrong.
Volkswagen.
Konti na lang. Ha? Konti na lang. Anyone, come on, try. German yan, ha?
Yes.
Volkswagen.
Ha?
Volkswagen.
Medyo malayo. Ha?
Volkswagen.
No. Mali. No. Volkswagen. Volkswagen. German yan. Ano sa German ang bata? Ang pasli. Uhugin. Ang basketball player. Ano sa German ang basketball player? Gidabin. Okay. Now, more of that one. Now let's talk about voice dynamic. What is a voice dynamic? This involves the rising and the your voice.
You can write now, sir.
Kayo, kung gusto nyo, tingnan niya lang siya. Vo- voice dynamic is very important because voice dynamics will give you the capability to wake up your hearers and listeners and keep them interested. It is the rising and the fall or the fluctuation of your voice. Ang tanong ko, what if puro sigaw ang presentation mo? Parang naghahanap ng away lagi, ano? No? Pag yung puro, ano? Ang pairing! Ang mo, pairing!
Alis yung ano mo.
Much more than pag yung pagulong naman. Para ka naman nag-flirt. No? Ano na yun? Ano? So kailangan meron siyang dynamics. Rise and fall. Lagi ganun. Parang roller coaster. Huwag po natin. Yan, ganyan. Parang sa Pilipinas, di ba? Kapag manok ang ulam mo, your voice is in the rice. Manok ang ulam natin! Pag sa UAE, di ba? Pag sa Pinas, pag tuyo, pag dito, tuyo lang! Magkaiba siya, di ba? Yun yung voice dynamics.
Wow, cute.
Di ba? Ito ako magtuyo dito, di ba? Now, voice dynamics also is the variation of tone, volume, and verbal stress. It's very important na meron ding tinatawag na verbal stress. Kapag kasi may verbal stress, it gives a notion of importance. Ha? Yun po yung verbal stress, yung dinidiin mo siya. Yan. Verbal stress ang tawag doon. Everybody say verbal stress.
Verbal
Yes. It prevents monotonous delivery of message. Imagine mo kung ang delivery ng message o ng thought ay yung one straight line lang. Sino sa inyo ang nakinig na ng pabasa for 3 hours? Yung bahay namin sa Pampanga, harapan ng kapilya. Pag mahal na araw, dinig mo lahat yung, pati yung ubo. M, I, letra A, B, C, E, F, G. Ano gusto kayo, sopas? Dinig mo yun, pati yung sopas! Okay? So, if you speak monotonously, I'm sure those people who came will not come back. They will not sought after you. Kasi very monotonous. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, now, before I continue, let me tell a joke. Merong magkumare. Yung babaeng yun ay may problema sa kanyang mister kaya lasing-garing mister. Lasing, umuuwi. Ngayon, sabi niya dun sa kumare niya, kumare, laki ng problema ko dito sa asawa ko ito. Bakit anong nangyari ba? Lagi na umuwi ng lasing eh. Ganito ang gawin mo. Kung umuwi ng lasing yan, takutin mo. Pag make-up ka ng nakakatakot, takutin mo. Sabi mo, ikaw si Satanas. Tatakot yan. So, waliwala ka. Hindi yung nga ginawa niya. Dumating, Ali! Asan ka? Tapos biglang dumating siya. Ah! Sino ka? Ako si Satanas! Huwag mo akong takutin ha! Asawa ko, kapatid mo! Okay, now, let's talk about innovation. Now, what is innovation? Innovation, it means that it is making things differently. You don't need to invent the wheel, but you accessorize the wheel. That's the meaning of innovation. You innovate something that is presented to you. If you are given a certain module, don't just speak of the module. You innovate the module. Don't get out from the circumference of the module, but innovate it. You need to accessorize the module that is given to you. Dress it differently. Now, innovation saves the audience from being bored and feels redundant. Huh? Now, just like this one, I have innovated something. It's up to you. Innovate something. Now, for example, if you wanted to explain about paying or prospecting, you can innovate prospecting, for example. You know, the perfect and effective way in prospecting is look at people with 70 dirhams on their head. You remember what I said last Friday? That is an innovation. That's how you need to explain the business. Something that is bubbly. Something that is interesting. A speaker is to accessorize a learned subject in accordance to the texture that he wanted to be known with. Accessorize it. That's what I said. Accessorize it. It means put glit on it. Put crunch on it. That's the meaning of accessoring the topic. The next thing that you need to have is you should have your own style and texture. And own style and texture. I've seen a lot of speakers and networkers presents the business, talks about the business, explain the business, even the cough o yung ubo, ginagaya nila. Kunyari yung apply mo lagi gumagano pag nagsasalita. Pati ikaw, gano'n rin. Ginagano, no, you don't need to do that. Have your own style. You are peculiar. You are different. Make it sure when you present the business, present it with peculiarity. Be you. Dapat ikaw yan. Merong tatak na ikaw. Hindi yung tatak ni Sir, hindi tatak ni Upline. Ikaw dapat yun. Ako po natin? Yes. Ha? Style is very important. What makes a speaker distinct from the other is his texture or style. Ha? Don't be a clone of someone. Never ever be a clone of someone. Don't be a cheap imitation of someone. It's very important that you as a speaker, you should not be labeled as a copycat or a cheap imitation of the original. People who are copycat ended up being thrown with wine on their face. You're nothing but the second rate. Try hard. That's Felix the cat. So don't be a copycat. Huh? So make sure you have your own style. Yeah, and original. The next one, ito, audience interaction. Audience interaction. And I'm sure nakikita niyo ito sa akin. What is an audience interaction? By this, a speaker prepares the audience warm atmosphere and lights up the space. This is to consider as a filler that breaks the monotony. Ito yan. Ito yung nag-break ng monotony. Kapag ako ay nagsasalita, sinasabi ko, sabihin mo nga sa katabi mo. Yan? Narinig niyo ba sa akin yan?
Yes.
Okay, tingnan mo nga yung katabi mo, sabihin mo, parang ikaw yun. Yun ang sasabihin mo. Makipag-appear ka nga dyan, high five to 3 people. So these are what we call audience interaction. See, it's a command for verbal response. Sabihin mo sa katabi mo. Ayun ang sasabihin nila. Huwag niyo kakalimutan yun na gawin niyo yun. Own the place. When you talk, own the place. Kunyari, hindi na uso yung, tama po ba o tama? Yung gano'n. Power ba? Power! Hindi. Sabihin mo nga sa katabi mo, maganda yan. So yun ang sasabihin nila. Naman niya? So it breaks the monotony. Another thing is command for movement or response. High five 3 people. Kindatan mo nga yung katabi mo. Yung mga ganon. You innovate something that will break the monotony, especially if you have already spoken or talked for 15 minutes straight. break it. Break the monotony. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. The next one, self-presentation and packaging. Hindi packaging, ha? Packaging. The way you dress. Ha? The way you dress. Hindi nakapambahay ka lang tapos natatak pa red horse. Tapos meron ka pang toothpick dito. Business natin ngayon. Pakihawak nga. Okay? So, kailangan yung pananamit mo. If you are the speaker, please. Ito, di ba global tayo? Elite, artista. On the top notch. Kailangan ganun ka mag-present ng business. Ha? Hindi yung parang napadaan ka lang. Ha? O kaya yung parang kumuha ka lang. Ano ba yung okay? Dito sa baba?
Karaki.
Karaki mo, alam nila. Karaki yata ito. Okay. Yun. So you need to learn how to package yourself. Be decent as much as possible. Girls, be decent as much as possible. Dapat ang retention ng tao doon sa pinipresent mo at hindi sa'yo. Hindi ikaw ang subject, yung business. Ha? Hindi yung plunging neckline mo hanggang puso. At tas gaganong-ganong ka pa. Ha? Kailangan decente. Guys, also decente, ha? Hindi masyadong yung skinny jeans. Yung talagang para kang suman. Ano? So, kailangan alam mo yung sinusuot mo. Ha? Now, when you talk about also packaging, it is, we also pertain to what we call color coordination. Well coordinated yung kulay ng sinusuot mo. Hello?
Yes.
Ha? Hindi yung para kang UAE flag. Ba't ganyan suot mo? National Day. National Day. How do you like me now? Okay? Make sure of that one. Whenever you are meeting client, note that you are to dress up in a manner that suggests professionalism and corporate you. Lalo na kapag yung kliyente mo, yung mga big time. No? Kahit sinong kliyente mo, kahit cleaner pa yan, kailangan ikaw ay decente. It should always transcend professionalism. Why? Simply because they are about to entrust you their hard-earned money. Sino nga ba naman mag-i-entrust ng pera dun sa taong gusto-gusto ng mukha? Wala. Diba? Ganun yun. So, make sure you are decent. Kahit one-on-one lang yan. Hindi nakachinelas ka, tapos yung chinelas mo pa, Rambo. Ano yung Rambo yung manok? Pagpatintero, ang ganda nun eh. Okay? So, now, your posture is very important. Posture, it means the way you stand in front. Now, posture. In posture and mannerism. Meron kasi yung iba pag nag-present ka ganun. Yan yung posture. No? Yung mannerism yung kung ano yung laging ginagawa. Your posture identifies the level of your interest, finesse, and enthusiasm. Kahit dalawa lang ang nakikinig dyan, kailangan ng posture mo prim and proper. Awa natin?
Yes.
Ganun dapat. Now, always prevent this one. Hands in your pocket. Nakakita na ba kayo nun? Lagi yung ganito. Tapos ginagalaw pa yung kamay na gano'n. Sagwa! Huwag yung gagawin yan. Frequently conscious about your zipper. Nakakita namin yan. Nagpipresent ng business. The business of elite is very important. Please, don't do that! Rubbing or picking your nose. Apply, anong ginagawa mo? Ang bagong scent ito. Okay? Checking cellphone once in a while talking. Hawak yung cellphone. So, do you understand what I just said? Everyone? Yes. May inaaway na pala dito. Okay? Frequent brushing of hair with hand. Lalo yung mga pa-cute. Elite business. Don't do that. Prevent that. Those mannerisms will transcend a message that you are not interested in talking to them. Ako na rin. Important yan. Kailangan professional tayo from head to toe. Kung paano tayo magsalita, hanggang kung paano tayo tumindig sa harapan. Now, in mastering your topic. Now, siguro nagtataka kayo, paano kaya nami-memorize ni Sir ito? Mini-memorize niya ba? No. You don't memorize your topic. You familiarize your topic. Come, brother. Thank you for coming. You don't have to memorize your topic, but rather you have to familiarize. Don't memorize. Familiarize. Alam niyo ba, kaya marami sa, that's why a lot of people who are mental block in front of people, they memorize it. Never, ever memorize it. Now, how to familiarize? Let me show you how. These are the quick tips. The first one is the using of PowerPoint. Now, whenever you use PowerPoint, it gives you what we call the visual cue, especially when it comes to using of pictures. No? Make sure that the images that you use reveals the thoughts to be said. This is what we call visual context. Kunyari, may pinakita, when I flash the screen and the picture is about a man with a watermelon on his head, I know that it's all about texture and style. You know what I'm saying? Always do that. Whenever you make a PowerPoint presentation of a certain training module or a business presentation, you can personalize that. Don't worry, personalize it. But make sure you use the proper principle when you are personalizing a module, especially of a corporate office just like Elite. Is that clear?
Yes.
Whenever you use PowerPoint, all you have to do, for example, this is blank, then when I put it in, I look at the picture, I know already what will be the next topic. Huh? That's how it is. So, ¿entiendes?
Yes.
Okay. And the next one is using the handheld computer. Others, they don't use PowerPoint, but they have tablet. Diba? Lalo na pag yung, especially when you are doing a table presentation, you're using tablet. The same thing. But if you don't have PowerPoint on your tablet, only of the manuscript, enlarge the font size according to your visual capacity. Enlarge it. And enlarge more the words that will give you the cue or the context clue. For example, if the tablet is, if this is the tablet, now the tablet, it has a distance from here to here, and there is a font size there of 28, and the word that is enlarged there is pairing. You know that you're about to tell to the person about pairing. Is that clear? Do that. So there is no way for you now to forget what you're about to share to the person that you're talking to. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's all, folks. Come on, let's clap our hands. Okay, I want you to look for one partner. Go. Oh, you're wasting my time. Look for one partner now. Temporary one, don't worry. A temporary partner. Ayoko. Temporary partner. You can sit. Just sit with your partner.
Mami, dito ko mami.
Mami!
Mami, mami.
Take your partner.
May sobra akin na.
Ato pa lang doon.
Nandiyan.
Now the next one, raise hand. So while you're facing your partner, exchange face. Okay, this is what you do. I need you to speak English towards each other, but describe the person in front of you. So take turns. So if the person speaks, you listen. Pare, you good. Good. You guapo, no? So you articulate the adjective that the person is best describing. Is that clear?
Yes.
So please make sure that you take turns. Decide who talks first and who listens first. That starts now.